Screaming Eagles? No, it can't be. I heard that he was kidnapped and taken away.
They all come back sooner or later.
By a gang of midgets and sold to a circus.
Here we go. 5-second warning. 5 second. BCP
the Fighting
Militia
Irish on our right,
Irish.
and we got BCP Militia on our left. Militia takes a big move up to Dorito.
Right up to Dorito, and Irish counter it by come to the 50.
They've done that same thing now the last sort of 5 or 6 matches. They push a guy right to that center. He cuts off either head of Snake or head of Dorito or head of Car Wash. So now he's come over to the Car Wash side.
And 2 quick eliminations by the Irish.
Well, the Fighting Irish have come out swinging.
Now they're at the brick. See that brick right into the Snake and all the way. Just like he should have done.
Yep.
Just like he should have done.
Oh,
the counter that, Militia's tried to get into the Car Wash, but it was too slow.
That's little Jimmy from
Panther Paintball.
Yeah, from Panther Paintball. Nice. Just bad timing on his move. He tried to cross that lane, and those guns were solid on that lane. There was no way they were going to let him get in there. Oh, look at this. We got Fighting Irish in everything, all the way across the 50. I got, like another 20 seconds in this game at best, Richie, and this game is going to be over. Not a lot the Militia are going to be able to do. Fighting Irish, so they've just got all the angles.
And they make a move right up, but
he's gone.
Yeah.
Not a smart move. You do not want to make a move that brings your gun up into the middle of the game when your enemy has both tapes.
Yeah.
This puts you into a crossfire position. He was lucky he never got shot going in there. He would have done better to stay at his bunker, try and create communication with his back guy. And that's Davey out of the back as well.
Yeah.
But try and create communication and see if they could either lock the field up. Now, they were bad. They were in the wrong position.
Yeah.
The worst position to try and do a lockup is when you have your 2 back guns on one side of the field. Even worse is with there isn't any 2 back guns. There are 2 front guns that are on one side of the field.
6 Irish.
Good for you. Fighting on, maybe more. 2, 4, 6 of them. So they lost 1. That's impressive.
That's a good Militia team, too. Okay, game number 20. We'll see the Bushwhackers again. They just came off of a convincing win over Total Control, and they'll be playing Victorious. Victorious will be to our right, and to our left will be the Bushwhackers. So we'll see what we get from them.
Victorious has told me they're going to do a play. Let's see if they're going to follow their books. They showed me something pretty creative on paper. Had to do with some pretty solid lockdown lanes that we're seeing the X-Ball and we've seen some of the Div 1 guys do. So, Div 2 team reaching out into that. That's encouraging, right? That shows that their depth of the game is coming to a certain level. Maybe they're starting to leave their novice stage of playing and starting to move now towards an amateur. And it really takes a player. I don't think I've seen anybody do it inside of 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Have you, Richie?
No.
No, it's impossible. If a guy gets moved up faster than that, he's got to either have a lot of money and everybody wants his money.
Well, I think the number one thing is if you can see some good talent, it just it takes a lot of confidence. Though even when they go up to the next level, even though they're a good player, sometimes it just needs to be a confidence builder. They need to get 3 or 4 tournaments under their belt before they can really start to make it work. So here we go with game number 20. Bushwhackers will be to our left. Victorious will be to our right.
We're going to see a big breakout by Victorious. Bushwhackers have been playing really solid all weekend. Not sure their score, but I know that they've been very consistent yesterday. And winning their first game this morning puts them into pretty good contention. I'm sure that they're not probably worrying about trying to get in, but you drop that guard at any point. Referees call 5 seconds. Well, a conservative breakout by Victorious.
And
not quite what they showed me on paper. There's a chance as they walked out there, they decided to change that play.
The Bushwhackers lose their first player out of the mini Doritos on the Car Wash side.
Looks like a fairly conservative breakout by Bushwhackers.
Both sides. And Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers are dissecting Victorious.
Oh boy, Victorious have lost 2.
Bushwhackers have just bumped up to Richie's Dorito 40 and God, and then bumped from God right into Snake. That Dorito 40 has bumped up to center. Look at this movement. Yeah. 3 Simo moves, filling each other's back spots. That's how back players are supposed to properly move up. When their front player moves to the front bunker, they fill that back bunker. They fill right in behind him.
Rain coming.
Oh. been spitting. Well, looks like your karma has you, Richie. The one hole in the whole roof is right over top of you, and the only one raindrop that's fallen down came right through and whacked you right in the head.
Well, Victorious is now just holding on. They've got the back
corners.
back corners, and that's about
It's
all
like
they've
10
got.
and 30. We've got Bushwhackers all the way across the 50 now, passing the 50. If you watch what they're doing now, they're using dead ground angles. This is truly amateur using these angles. You've got to really understand dead ground to do it. That way you know that you can walk right out in the open to one player, but not to the other. And man, they've cleaned out that 30. And it sounds like they cleaned the 10 out as well. So that should
That's
be
the
everybody.
second win today for
Wow.
Bushwhackers. That's impressive.
They're here to win.
Yeah.
They're here to play some ball. That's very impressive. Well, who do we got next, Richie?
Well, we're looking at game number 21, Seattle CDR, who just dropped their first game against Arsenal, I think. And Van City Synergy. And Van City needs to have a couple of good breaks here. They just lost their first game against Ambush Army. Seattle CDR has dropped a couple of games at the beginning of yesterday, but they're here to win. And Van City Synergy needs to put some wins together. Good breakouts, very fast players, but still need to put some of that into action here. So we'll have to see if they can turn some of those good plays out and see if we can't get some wins out of them. This is game number 21. We have 9 more prelim games before we'll start the playoff series.
Well, Richie, I went down, whipped us up a couple of sandwiches. We got a little lunch happening for us. At the deli, we've got a selection of sandwiches and fruit and pastries.
All but one win. That last game was the only win that we've had so far on that right-hand side of the field. Isn't that funny how sometimes that goes? We'll go with a couple of wins, just always on the one side. But
sometimes it's light, sometimes it's wind, right? And most of the time, it's not anything at all.
Nothing at
Nothing
all.
at all. Not even.
We can't have better weather than what we've got right now. So
No.
it's nothing out there right now that's causing anything. It's just the way the games have fallen. But here we go with the 5-second warning. 5 seconds. So Seattle CDR on our left and Van City Synergy on our right. We'll
Now,
watch for the
Synergy-
breakout.
Synergy had that first game, looked like they were going to win that first game that they had this morning, and then just dropped it.
Yeah. Oh, good move by Seattle CDR into that 40 Dorito.
Synergy's done a very conservative breakout, doubling up at the tower-looking car wash side. They need to start getting some movement going here. They're not going to be able to fight from that back tape.
Yeah, you can't double up on those big bunkers for long. They'll get
and-
angles on you pretty soon.
And you're playing Seattle CDR. They are coming up this field. Look how they inchworm up.
Yeah. And Synergy has lost that first
Now,
player.
listen to the field. You hear communication on CDR, and you hear nothing on Synergy. Synergy needs to get communication. The back guy sounds like he's trying to call out something, get something going. What happens in the game is players lock into what I call tunnel vision. They go into a tunnel vision zone. They often forget to talk to their buddies and recommunicate, reconnect. That's why communication is so critical for you to snap out of tunnel vision. If you want to learn any of this stuff, you go to Storm and
There
Norman's
you go.
my YouTube videos, Learn to Paintball, and we've got all this stuff on teaching you about dead ground and shooting, and we're going to be going into Div 4, Div 3, Div 2, and Div 1 tactics. So
Synergy have taken up that car wash, so they've mirrored up with CDR in the car wash.
Synergy has just dropped their corner man watching Snake. So that 30's gone from the corner, and that right away allows that CDR to push up, and he's going to cross his gun off.
Synergy did send a player over now to the stand-up tower on the car wash side to help his player.
Yeah.
That's in the car wash. Let's see if he can do something. But he's looking in the interior. He needs
Yeah,
to
he's
protect
looking inside. He's supposed to be watching that tape. Look in the field. Look at all the Synergy players. Almost at every bunker. Past the
CDR
middle,
is
you
taking
see a CDR player at. There's
every
like two
bunker.
bunkers without a player in them. There becomes a rhythm in the game. And one of the problems in the rhythm is if team can catch a team's guns all looking one direction, and the timing does happen in the game. It'll go left, it'll go right, it'll move back and forth, right? But if a team gets locked in, especially on the rails, it opens the center of the game up. Or if they get locked in on one side, a player can come up the center or come up at one of the tape sides. So
Good movement by CDR. They're patient, aren't they? They're very,
very
patient. They
patient.
use the whole time that's allowed. Taking out the 10-player
here
now.
comes now. CDR's coming down to clean the last guys out. He's going to do a. Oh, he takes 4 or 5 more in the head. He doesn't care. This is paintball. But in that motion, they turn all the guns towards car wash side. They take snake side. Look how far he's gone. Already past. CDR's gone past the snake 50. Refs call him one of them back players out. I just see CDR running down the field from every direction. And everybody wants to get that last kill in the 10. Very impressive for CDR.
That's good
Seattle, CDR puts that one to rest. A very, very dominating game. They really just slowly dissected Van City. And then in that back end of the game when they went to cleanup, every single player was involved in cleanup.
Yep.
There was nobody at the end of that game
Wandering
that was
around.
back in the 50 on their side of the field. Everybody was at the 50 or forward. Very impressive. Great for young teams to watch that sort of play and realize how this is how every player is on the same page. Every player knows what's going on at the end of the game and is ready to come down and do their job.
So we'll go to game number 22 now. Ambush Army, Div 1. Looks going against Look Good, Feel Good.
Oh, look good, feel good.
Look Good, Feel Good will be on our right-hand side. Ambush Army are on our left. And I believe these are sister teams.
Yeah. Look good, feel good. Struggled with that first one. They came out against Seattle. No, they came out against BW. And of course, BW is they're just dominating. The Bushwhackers.
Seattle Swagger they played at the beginning. And Look Good, Feel Good had a really good thing going the whole time. But just dropped it at the end there. So this is game number 22. Ambush Army will be on our left-hand side, on the away side. Look Good, Feel Good will be on home on the right-hand side. We're just waiting for the other players to collect their pods and get themselves hustled off the field.
If you're at home and you're watching, the timing of these games are so fast. You'll see probably no more than about a minute between matches. But for those referees, and in that minute, those referees will clean bunkers, bring players out, push players off the field, in a
Chrono
minute.
off players, chrono on players.
They're doing everything, right? So it's a busy. But our referees are the best. I think some of the best referees in the world. They do a great job out there. When they hit Sunday afternoon, and we know from experience, by Sunday afternoon, that 3, 4 o'clock mark, man, you're getting tired. But it really shows how paintball players really have gut check. They have the ability to go deep inside and pull at a whole other level, play it, and then go home and sleep for 2 days. That's what I used to do all the time.
Sleep for 2 days is right. Okay, looks like Timekeeper Tim is going to get himself ready here. We'll be calling the 5-second.